Hello, hello. Welcome to Gym Therapy Live. This is episode number 15, and in this therapy session, I am going to tell you how to create a balanced life with your fitness goals. So in this video, in this time that we're going to spend together, this gym therapy session, I'm going to tell you how to create a balanced life with your fitness goals. Hello, hello, hello. I'm so glad you are here. It's very early in the morning here. This is the time my thoughts are just flowing. This is the time I want to come to you. I want to share with you my view of the world, my reality, something for you to entertain. You get to make the decision if you want to buy into my reality, if it serves you. I have respect for you, your thoughts, your dreams, your goals. Believe it or not, my time on this planet, I have studied what makes us do the things that we do, what motivates us, what motivates you, what motivates the next person. I just don't live in my own world with my rules, my values, my beliefs. I have taken the time to really figure out myself, and I have the respect for you to know that you're different than me. Your rules, your values, your beliefs. Probably one thing that we may have in common is maybe you want to take your bodybuilding and training goals to the next level. But if you really think about that, there's so many different levels. You say, Skip, man, you look great. I don't want to spend all that time competing. I got other things. I want to build my business. I got my family. But I really want to have the great body. See, that isn't the same goal. And it's going to take a totally different life to be a bodybuilding champion, right? And then just be fit, right? So even though our goal of fitness is the same, there's so many different levels that take so many different paths and amount of willpower, focus, energy, and time. All right, maybe our common bond is you love this mindset, so if you want to become your best outside of the gym too, you want to make your man formation. All right, well, there's so many different levels for that. You know, maybe you want to make $1 trillion. $1 million a year isn't enough for you, let's say, right? Or maybe you just want to crack 6 figures. Well, you know, it's going to take a different path, a different amount of willpower, focus, energy, and time. To do all that, it's going to take a whole bunch of rules and values and beliefs and how to put it all together. So even though you are just like me, in so many different ways, all your strengths and all your weaknesses. I have that feeling because we're attracted to this, and you're coming back for your therapy sessions every single day. You admire a lot of things that you see me do, and you want to do a lot of those things. So even though we're very much the same compared to maybe some of those other people, even though we want to have a great body, even though we want to become the total package, we want to be more outside of the gym. There's so many different layers and flavors to make that all happen. And that's what I respect about you. That's what I know about you. And that's what you can expect from me when I am giving you my view of reality of the world, of how it should work and how it shouldn't work, and how people should act and shouldn't act. That's what you're getting from me, that perspective. It's very empathetic. It's very understanding about this journey of life. And I'll just tell you, you know, from all my years on this planet, all my years going for different goals in addition to the hardcore bodybuilding goals, and what gave me this level of knowledge, gave me this physique that I can enjoy at 55 years old and everything like that. All my time on this planet, all my failures, all my successes, you're not going to hear this. You're not going to hear this from my perspective when it comes to fitness and, you know, all the thought leaders and the influence. You're not going to hear this, my special brand, my unique brand of talking to you and relating to you. You're not going to hear it on any of these fitness channels. And you're not going to hear it outside of the fitness channel too, because of the way my mind has formulated all these thoughts and opinions, because my dedication to fitness is going to be different than, you know, a guy who made $1 billion a year and he has a great business and those type of things, right? So I just want to tell you, my perspective, I come across a lot differently than all the thought leaders. Now, a lot of them, right? Especially in the fitness world. And I want to explain that because You need to understand when you're taking in all of this information from me and other fitness experts and experts on social media, hell, anybody throwing out their view of the world. It's just their view of the world, right? They may not even agree with their view of the world that they're telling you with so much passion. Life is long. Life teaches us lessons. They may not even agree with their view of the world. What they're telling you, you must do this way. People are stupid and doing this way. They might not even agree with the way they see the world 6 months from now, 6 years from now. So you got to understand that. Now, I'm not saying, during these gym therapy sessions, I've got a message for you during this time we're going to spend together. I'm going to give you some advice you're not going to hear. You're not going to hear it on the fitness channels, maybe other places, when you hear this saying. And this question is asked of me all the time. How do you create a balanced life going for your fitness goals, your bodybuilding and training goals? I get that question asked all the time from a lot of men who are frustrated because they just want to put all their effort and to do whatever it takes to have that physical body that they want. Right? They feel imbalanced because they don't have the relationships that they want. They're not making the money for their future or their business, and that bites them in the ass. And then when they're over here working hard, they think they should be over there, right? When they just say, well, I don't care about being over there. I just want to be over here. But then, 6 months, a year from now, they're suffering, and they go, how do other people do this? Right? Okay, so this question is asked a lot of me, and it has been for years. And then they see me, what appears to them to be so balanced, right? How do you do it all? How do you get all this stuff done? How do you balance it all, right? That's your impression of me being balanced. Now, I'm not presenting any lies to you. I'm just telling you how it is. You're just, you're getting a perception just 4 o'clock in the morning, he's showing up. He's doing this gym therapy live, He's got this family, he's got this, I'm just presenting my life to you. Then you get to take out of it what your perception of what balance is, right? So what I'm going to tell you here today is going to be something you're not going to hear this on any fitness channel, probably in other marketing experts and those type of things. So sometimes it's not necessarily that they're lying to you. It's just that they have a limited perspective. They're going through their journey and they see it this way now. Then they flip on that camera and then they tell you that this is the way it is. Just waking up in the morning, give you a muscle shot. All right, guys. Let me take a time if you happen to be this gym therapy live. It's growing. We'll see where it goes. It's going to be depending on you, how this unique flow of thoughts. I want to be shorter. I'm going to start watching the time. I want these therapy sessions. I want them to be unscripted. I want them to be raw. I want them to be free-flowing. But I want to make them shorter because I respect your time, and I want to do both because I want you to get addicted to coming back for this life stuff. From your big brother, maybe a guy your age going through the journey as you're making your manformation. Maybe you look at me and what I've done as some type of mentor, coach, the buff dad you never had. Little by little, I want you to get addicted to coming back for this free flow of information. All right, so let me tell you a little bit more about, because this sets the whole tone of what this gym therapy is all about and what you can expect from it, all right? You are being influenced, whether you realize it or not, by all the people giving you information. That's myself included. I take this role very seriously, all right? But you have to understand, I don't care how big a person's muscles are. I don't care how big their bank account or their business is. I don't care how wonderful their family life seems like, right? They are just telling you their view of reality. And you know what, between you and me, I hope they're happy. I hope they're fulfilled. I hope life is giving them everything they want. You are not going to hear all that hater talk from me. when I talk about those other people, right? Don't listen to them, listen to me. You're not going to get that vibe from me. But I want you to understand that is their reality, that they made work, hopefully, or if they didn't make work, you may not know what's not working in their life. Now, again, I'm not saying that to discredit anybody. I'm concerned about you and how you process all of this information. That is my purpose, you, not me, right? Not me. This isn't about me. And so think about that with the influencers. But I just want to tell you, there's a strategy. A lot of guys said, Skip, your stuff is so good, you should have more views. Why don't you have more views? Well, I kind of explain that. There's anytime someone has a lot of views, right, they're good at something. Again, this is the stuff that you're not going to hear. What does everybody else say? They say everybody's a fraud, everybody's a liar, they're not what they say. They cast that doubt on anybody who doesn't share their beliefs. If you've noticed what I'm saying to you, I think that I'm consistent when I say, look, if somebody is good at something, they have a lot of views, they have a great body, they have what appears to be a lot of things that their money has bought them, they don't just give that stuff away. And you can assume, well, they were just giving it, right? You got to respect that, right? There's this saying that says, bless those who have what you want. All right? So when you see somebody with a great body, a great family, a great business, and all the stuff that all their money brings, it's not about them. It's about you, to say, hey, good for them, right? And assume, because you don't know, make for you, not for them. Give them the benefit of the doubt that they worked hard, they cracked a code that you are not able to crack yet. Let me tell you why that's good for you. Because I can tell you, I see this all the time. Bodybuilders who want to have a great body, guys who want to make a lot of money, guys who really want to have a great relationship someday. They spend so much time saying, oh, he's a fake natty. That guy is just a ripoff. He made that money illegally, unethically. Oh, all women are this, that, and whatever, and he's going to find out later that it isn't what he seems, right? Now, you're sealing your fate because it's going to be a lot tougher for you to actually crack the code to all those things: the physical body, making more money, having the relationship of your dream. Of everybody you see, you're trying to say that they did it in unethical ways. They're not what they say. It's just going to make your fate harder. And it's not necessarily even true. And I know you're going to find a lot of people to support those beliefs that everybody else is just a fraud. But I'll tell you, decide, do you really want to have a great body? Do you really want to make more money, create more options for your life? Do you really want to have a great relationship? If that's what you want, you shouldn't spend a lot of time imagining, because it's just your imagination, that person is bad, wrong, unethical, and whatever. So, when you see somebody who has what you have, just say, bless them, give them their good vibes, because it's not about them. It just makes your ability to eventually crack the code, to have the imagination. It starts with that imagination. You got to believe that you can do it first, and then you'll find the right mentor, the right coach, the right information that fits your style. You'll find the right strategies, and you'll eventually get there. All right? So you got to start with that imagination. More and more people, your reality sees that they're able to accomplish those things. It's just going to make your journey easier to eventually get those. So make that decision, right? But one thing, when they have all these views, there's one strategy that I want you to look at. Again, this is to protect you, to protect the thoughts that are going into your mind, all right? There's a strategy, and whether they're skilled at this influence and persuasion strategy or it just happens to come about, they just kind of picked it up. It's called throw rocks at your enemy. Throw rocks at your enemy. It's an influence strategy, right? And so you'll see this, and I want you to watch this on social media from influence, whether it's in fitness or it's out of fitness. What do, right? They say, hey, come along with me, you and me. See that guy? He's bad, he's wrong. Who does that guy think he is, huh? He's a fraud. He's telling you this bullshit. He's telling you all that stuff. Isn't he bad wrong? Who are these guys? And what they do is they pick one guy out there who's the biggest blubbering idiot, unethical. It's so obvious that that guy's a loser. He's wrong. But they'll say, hey, come along with me. See that one guy? And he's like a caricature. I mean, he's just this hyperbole. He's this extreme example of incompetence, of being stupid, lazy, unethical, right? And he's feeding on your worst fears, or when you can't crack the code, your frustration. And I'm not saying that that guy isn't what he says, but the truth of the matter is, there might be 10% of the people out there. But he's giving you that impression, and when you can't figure out the code and you're going, oh, I can't figure it out, he's giving you the impression that 90% of the people out there are like that, not the 10%. And so what you'll see is people just jumping in, yeah, that's why I can't figure it out. Everybody's a liar. Yeah, this guy's like me. And it's like, and that's your enemy. All the fakers, all the liars, all the bullshitters out there, right? That's really 10%. But you can't crack the code. You're thinking, wow, if I can't figure it out, it must be 90% are lying to me. It's not true. And even if it was 90%, you're a top 10%er. You're like me. Don't you see yourself in the top 10%? You're willing to do the work. You're smart. Who cares what the 10% is doing, if that's even true, or even what the 90% is doing? You're a top 10%er, right? Find the people, the examples of excellence. They're out there. But what these influencers are doing together, whether it's a specific strategy or not, or it's just something they just kind of picked up, they'll pick up that one oddball, that one loser, that one extreme example, and they'll give you the impression that's everybody. And it goes, yeah. It's called throw rocks at your enemy, that common enemy. Because I hate unethical people who are lazy and stupid and want a free ride and aren't willing to do the work, don't you? Yeah, we hate people like that. Yeah. And they spend so much time. And now I've just created a bond, you and me. Those guys. It's a very influential strategy, all right? But I'll tell you what, it's not necessarily true, and who wants to live in that reality, all right? Now, so I'm telling you this, and I'm just telling you this, right? Is this the popular thing to get a lot of views? You wonder why my views aren't as big, at least at this point? Because I don't believe in that stuff. I'd rather take the 10% who think differently and really create a difference in life. Because I'll just tell you this. All right, I talk to those influencers, and if you really look, they get frustrated. They get frustrated. They have all these followers. Everybody agrees with them because you guys aren't doing anything. You guys aren't doing anything. You guys agree with me and everything like that, but you aren't. They get frustrated. The reason why the people who they're attracting with all those likes aren't doing jack shit is because how they got them in is not an empowering identity, but it's very popular. It creates a big following. See, when I'm going through this journey, I want to give it to you real. I want to give it to you what my reality is, right? I'm humble enough to say this is just my reality, all right? But I want it to really work with you. So it's how do I find the balance of getting a lot of likes and a lot of shares and all those type of things? Because I'll tell you, if you say, wow, that Skip guy, man, that guy's really hitting home with what he's saying. But why am I the only one watching his videos? It's going to create uncertainty, right? We all want to know. Nobody wants to eat in an empty restaurant, right? So even if you're saying this food is good, well, if this food is so good, why aren't there tens of thousands of people? Because there's tens of thousands of people eating that other restaurant, right? And I get that. So as you go through this, I'm trying to balance that out, but I'm trying to stay core to my values, all right? So, again, I want to keep these going a little bit more, but I'm setting the stage what gym therapy is all about. I'm setting the stage to empower you. I'm setting the stage to kind of have you step into my reality, whether you agree with it or not. At least I'm sharing with you what my belief of it is, so you can take this and just entertain it and use it or not. All right, so think about that. Hey, one quick thing before I talk about how to create a balanced life with your fitness goals, I want you to go to skiplacour.com/win. skiplacour.com/win. I'll post that down below. My man formation program, my 11-hour course, the mindset and actions of the powerful alpha male. I'm just giving out those. On Christmas Day, I'm giving out 25 of them. I might just continue this all the time. I might not. I haven't given out 4 or 5 of them already, just because ambitious men like you are filling out the form. I'm reading their story. They take the time to fill out and say what they want, their frustrations, what they're determined to do, how badly they want it. And I'm saying, I'm not going to wait till Christmas. This looks like a winter to me, but I just send them an email, hey, you want this program right now? And I just give it to them. I want the whole world to have this man formation program. I'm not going to spend a lot of time talking about the program. You can click the link down below, check that out, and see what it's all about. But I want you to have this man formation program. So enter to win one of the 25 on Christmas. I'm going to call you up personally. That's my Christmas present to you if you're one of the 25 winners. And there's a lot more bonuses on top of it. But I'll just tell you this, if I'm moved by what you fill out, you might get that even earlier. All right? I might just say, giving this guy wants it badly, right? skiplacour.com/win. All right, so I'm going to talk about, what the topic is, right? The title of this video, right? And that is how to create a balanced life with your fitness goals, right? Have you wondered that? You see fitness experts talking about that all the time, right? So now, okay, I like this Skip guy. What does he have to say? That's what I really want. Let me just tell you something. Don't listen to me. Don't listen to any 25-year-old fitness expert. Don't listen to a 30-year-old, 35-year-old, 45, 50-year-old. I don't care. Don't listen to the guy with the Maserati and the Lamborghinis and the cars and everything and the great business. Or don't listen when he tells you how to have a balanced life, whether it's your fitness goals or anything. Don't listen to the guy who has the great family and the tremendous religious beliefs. Even though you respect all those things, you respect the guy with the body, you respect the guy with the family, you respect the guy with the Maserati, and the Lamborghini and the great business and all that. I'm not saying don't respect him, but unless he is telling you what I'm telling you, this is my reality, don't listen to anybody who tries to tell you how to live this balanced life. And also, take everything they say with a grain of salt. If they act like, well, I am there, I'm at the top of the mountain living this balanced life, and let me tell you how to do it too. So this video is how to be like me and live this balanced life with all my greatness, right? That's not how it works. And, I don't know what impression you're getting. I don't know how they're saying it, but I see this a lot. Let's talk about the fitness industry. They're amazing. They do all these competitions. Maybe they don't even do these competitions, but they have this great body. And they're saying, this is nuts, man. You just got to do it, man. My life isn't crippled at all with my extreme focus to fitness. I have this extreme body that 1 out of 100 people have. I spend all day doing YouTube videos, but my life is totally balanced. You need to be like me. Quit making excuses. Life is bad. That's bullshit. Right? And I don't care what area of expertise, somebody's amazing. They became that 1 out of 100. Let me just tell you, the good stuff in life does not come to those who live a balanced life, right? Whatever that means. It's a fluid term. It's people's interpretation about a balanced life, right? The good stuff in life comes to those people who are extreme in their thinking and extreme in their actions. Right, that give the super effort, outstanding, off-the-wall effort for at least a period of time. That's how they became someone that you listen to. Wow, because they got the great body or the great family, or they have the great business and all the cars and the money that people buy. They just didn't live this balanced life. Okay, a little working out, a little kiss the family, pet the dog, go out to dinner with friends, stay out late, make love to your wife every night, go to church on Sunday. How about being on the pulpit doing all this, right? Oh, let's master my financial future. Got to think of my planning, 401k, investments, diversity. Got to spend time learning about that too, because future is important. If someone's telling you they're living that kind of life, every single day, that is BS. And it's misleading you. It's misleading you. Now, I'll tell you, if they're older, wiser, they've been grinding away for a long time, they might have learned all those things from being so imbalanced for periods of time that now they found the right combination for them. Right? So to think that, I didn't spend a ton of time competing and pushing myself in loneliness and deprivation and not worrying about relationships and not worrying about money until I cracked the code with my physical body. Well, now I know what it takes. I don't have all this confusion in my head about what it takes to balance. But now I got to spend all that time balancing all those other things. I got to learn. There's a higher level to everything you do. If you want to make more money, if you want to master your job, if you want to have more knowledge, your body, your business, your financial future, not just for now, man, you got to spend the time learning it, right? Balance in life, you got to think it over time. If I think about, my 20s, were really getting to know myself, stepping into my power, getting over my challenges, understanding myself. My 30s was total mastery of bodybuilding and training and trying to be an entrepreneur to live my passion, right? And doing things wrong and doing things right. My 40s were fighting myself. My 40s were learning about this information, learning why did I get in this position? How did I become great? What does it cost me? What's my plan for the future? In my 50s is family and making a difference in my legacy and balancing out all those things for those decades that even though I was great and you admire me, right, I got to make up. I didn't spend the time doing all those other things. I'm not going to sit here and lie to you or even give you that impression that every step along the way I was balanced while I had a physical body, had my fitness goals, and I'm not going to tell you my life is balanced now. Hell, it's 4:41 in the morning, and I'm doing a gym therapy live because what it takes to be an influencer, it takes to build a business, to share my knowledge, to round everything out in a way that works for me, it took decades, right? To do that. Balance in life, you can't expect to be a master. You can be okay, all right, but you can't expect it day to day, every week or even every month. Okay, I gotta pet the dog, have the wife, look into my kids' eyes. I gotta study my stock portfolio and learn that. I gotta have a great physical body. If you're getting the illusion that people have created this balance of life and they've lived it every step of the way, whether they're telling you that or not, right? That's not how it's going to work, right? Now, here's the thing is, well, he looks like he has, but he tells me he does, right? Let me just tell you something. Part of greatness, again, business, becoming a fitness expert, relationships, religion, whatever's important to you, part of it is to totally be convinced that what you are doing is the right thing for you right now. And you block out that you should be doing this or doing that. This is your reality, and you live in your reality with certainty or as much certainty as you can. You got to convince yourself that you have the right balance and you're doing what's important. You got to sell yourself first. And that's what it takes to become outstanding, to crack the code, to dot every I, cross every T. So that influencer, hey, I understand what he's going through, but he's convinced himself of a reality that's just his reality right now. One thing is that through his enthusiasm on whatever, right, he clicked on the camera and either he tells you or you're implying that, hey, I got the code. This is the life you should have to live, right? May not be necessarily true. In his case, maybe he was totally imbalanced, but he just doesn't see it that way. Maybe he'll find out 5 years from now that he was imbalanced. I'll tell you, and let me use an example because I can go on. I think you get my point, right? There was this one fitness expert, right? And, there's always higher and higher levels. So if you're a fitness expert, you could make, have more of an influence, be better at what you do, more of a percentage. You could have a better body. You could be making more money for your family by doing all this, right? So, that's just his definition of greatness. There's always a higher level. If he would quit thinking he's balanced and become more imbalanced, he could take even his fitness to higher and higher levels, right? Right, say. All right, but when it comes to the life, no kids. Okay, no kids. I don't know if he wants to have kids, all right? I don't know that. Hey, look, I want everybody to be happy. I'm not going to throw rocks at people and whatever. My purpose of this is you, so that you understand this as you're figuring out your life. But let me just tell you this. How you talk about your physical body and knowledge, you can gain one more pound of muscle, lose one more pound of fat, learn more and more about the training and eating, right? It's just totally a code that you could learn at higher and higher levels when you're dedicated, right? It's endless. It's an endless process. Well, I'll tell you, that's how it is in business. That's how it is in your faith and your self-confidence or whatever's important to you. And that's how it is like with kids, all right? Every time you spend all that willpower, focus, time, and energy, right? Your kids could be higher and higher levels. You can spend more time doing sports, doing their ABCs, counting their numbers, looking in their eyes, and give them your life experience, right? Look, if I'm giving this life experience to you and I'm not giving it to my kids, well, people need to make their own decisions, but is that really balance, right? Kids, for example, it's endless what you can put into them. And I'm just using this as an example as you're trying to, how do I create this balanced life? He seems like he has a balanced life with his fitness. How can I do it? I'm just telling you, kids, emotionally, mentally, athletically, physically, it could be endless. When you're over here at your job and you're traveling and doing this, or you're spending this time in the gym, or you're even dieting and your mood's off, just say it's not going to go into your kids, which I'll tell you, if that's your decision, great. I get it, right? But if someone does not have children and they're saying, oh, that doesn't matter, what's your excuse? So what, you have kids, right? Well, the game is totally changed because that gives them more. And again, look, these are the choices we all make. I'm not saying one is better, but this is for you trying to figure this out, why you can't be like those guys, right? They don't have to worry about looking in those kids' eyes. The financial decisions that they make aren't based on their child's education. They don't have soccer games or those types of things, which is fine. Again, I'm not saying one is better or worse, or because what they'll do is because, again, they've convinced themselves of this reality of this is the way to do it, which they need to. That's what it takes to do everything, right? They've convinced themselves that's your fault to have kids. What's your excuse? They don't know unless you're in that position. They don't know about kids. They don't know about what it takes. They don't know about the nurture because they didn't make that decision, which is fine if they don't make that decision, all right? Okay, but they can't tell you that. They can't dismiss that big chunk of your brain and attention that it takes that because they don't live it. They may change later on when they've been, what's your excuse? Just do it, just do it. There's a big chunk of their brain that they don't have to devote to an important area of their life that's important to you. Your combination of balance. And it could be religion, it could be whatever it is. You see what I'm saying? Can't get yourself frustrated when you don't have the balance of that expert, because we all have to figure out our unique combination that is based on our rules, our values, our beliefs, the way the world should work, shouldn't work. We all have this individual combination. All right, so if any influencer, I don't care if it's fitness or wherever, tells you that people who have this and they don't have it, they're wrong, or that's just an excuse or whatever, right? And I'm equally, any fitness expert who, there's a person out there who has this great family, or they have this great job and they make all this money. Because look, they don't just give away a great family or give away a lot of money. You gotta work for it, right? So any fitness person who says, what's your excuse? You should have a great body. I do it. Man, my life is balanced. I work hard. And they don't have a lot of money, and they don't have a family or a good family or those type of things. That's arrogant for them to think, well, I got it down, right? Because I tell you, they don't give away a great body. It takes willpower, focus, energy, and time. That could be put on those other areas of life. So I think you get my point. This is something you got to figure out for yourself. So don't feel bad when you see somebody with a great body and what seems a great life, great family, great money, and this and that, and you can't crack it out, and then you're feeling bad that they've been able to balance it and you haven't. That may not necessarily be true. It may be true for them, and I hope they're living a balanced life. I hope they are everything they say to them. But what the life they've created with their values, their rules, and their priorities, it may not work for you at all. It may not work for you at all. So I want you to think about that is real when you're thinking about, how to create a balanced life with your fitness goals. Again, I get asked this question. I bet I've been asked this question 1,000 times in the last 28 years. You got to think about these factors. Again, no black and white answer, right? But it's something that this type of thinking is something that you have with you 24 hours a day when you're trying to crack the code in life. Just remember that balance in life is something you are going to have to figure out with your unique combination. Take as much advice from people you respect as much as possible, but you're going to have to figure it out. And remember, balance in life, you need to figure it's got to be determined in a longer period of time, right? Over the course of 5 years, maybe over 10 years, right? Life is long. Our views and our beliefs and our wants and desires and what balance of life could change. For me, it could change for you and also all those other influencers. Hey, leave your comments, your suggestions down below. I wonder if that's helpful or you're hearing it at a different angle, because I don't hear a lot of influencers just talk about this. I just say, just do it, just do it, just do it, right? I know that I just get the feeling from what I'm perceiving that they're making people feel really bad and inadequate because they can't figure it out. And they're saying, what's your excuse? Whether it's fitness or business or whatever, they say, what's your excuse? Well, whatever. It's figuring out your unique combination, understanding that balance is over a longer period of time. But post your comments down below. Is this helpful? I went 37 minutes when I want to go 10. And I'll tell you this, I'm going to make the commitment. I'm going to have to. These are complex subjects in this Gym Therapy Live. I'll do my best to shorten them up. But this type of thinking is going to be with you. It's been with you since the first day you started on your journey to whatever greatness you want, and it's going to be with you all the way to the last. So I really think this investment of time is going to be something that serves you over the course of your entire life, and as you try to figure out this balance. All right, but leave me a comment down below if you find this helpful. Go to skiplacour.com/win, fill out that form of balance in life. I get this a lot. Some of these questionnaires that were filled out, they deal with that exact subject. Win one of the Manformation programs that'll help you figure this all out. Get a muscle shot here. See, what I gotta do. So I gotta do a thumbnail shot as see, every thumbnail kind of has to be different, right? So it's gotta be, so let's see. Maybe that's the shot. All right, guys, have a great day. Have an outstanding day. Have an awesome day. Think big and think bigger than getting bigger.